Alright guys, and welcome back to this new video on the channel here. Once again, I wanted to thank all of you guys for the support. I've reached 40,000 views in the last couple of days, like in the last 9 days, which is kind of crazy since my previous all-time views were like 100k. So I wanted to give a quick thank you for all of you guys tuning in, watching my content, watching my guides, just enjoying the content and using the help that I will provide for all of you. So in this video, I just wanted to quickly talk about the vendors since I unlocked all of them to level 3. And I just want to showcase you real quick what the best items are from the traders, just so you know what you're grinding for. So Handshake is the guy who mostly sells you armor and like gear. When it comes to the helmets, the Fast MT is the best helmet since it's 3A plus, with the other helmets being only 3A. So it's pretty obvious that the 3A plus helmet is the best one that you can buy. When it comes to the glasses, they give you flash protection, with Valor glasses giving you plus 20%. In theory, that's the best glasses you can buy. I haven't really seen anyone running flashbangs yet though. I tried it myself once. I don't think they impacted the player that I tried to blind. He was still shooting me and he still hit me. But just in case in the future, these glasses are the best. There's two headsets that he's selling. I personally like the quads more than the razors, but I don't think there's that much of a difference even between not using a headset at all. The GSSH have been really good, like they increase the audio of everything though, so they make everything louder, which is kind of good because you can hear steps from way farther away, but you also hear like all the ambient sounds noises. But as you can see, you can't buy the GSSH, and that brings me to another point in this video. There's some items that you can't buy from traders, like for example the AM1 TPLC helmet. It's also level 3A plus, and this armor you can't buy it either. It's 3 plus. And the best armor you can buy is this one, which is also 3 plus, so they're the same level. But as you can see, the only difference is the container size, with the M2 giving you 3 slots more if you want to carry out more loot. But the M2 only spawns in crates. So the point being is there's some items that you can't buy from traders, but they're also really good, but they're only world loot. So you can not only buy the best gear from traders, but you can also find it on the maps. So be careful and watch out for that while looting. With that, we already kind of covered the armors. There's 5 different armors Handshake is selling. With the RPC, the armored rigs, I mean, there's 2 normal armors. But with the armored rigs, the RPC is the best since it's 3 plus and gives you front and back protection, no side protection though. I haven't seen a single armor in the game yet that's 3 plus and front, back, and side. And I have been to all locations pretty much, and I don't think there is a better armor right now than the M2 and the RPC. When it comes just to armors, we have the Commander and the VIP, with the VIP being better. It's level 3, the Commander is only 3A. But this armor only gives you a front plate, and I have realized that most of the normal armors which aren't armored rigs do this with only giving you a front plate, which is kind of bad, because if AI is like behind you and shoots you in your back, you will instantly die sometimes, and that's kind of frustrating. So I would recommend running an armored rig like the RPC, even if you have less looting space, if you do that. When you come to the backpacks, there's one bigger bag in the game that that another trader sells you, so I'm not going to dive too deep, but the best backpack from Handshake is this one with 30 slots, which is called a Rush backpack. When it comes to the rigs, the best rig is the Recon rig, so 12 slots. So if you want to run an armor like the VIP and then rig, then you want to run this combi with the Recon rig. The best belt that you can get gives you 3 space of 3, which is the MC50 laser rig. You can buy a key holder from him. There's even a bigger key holder, which I'm going to show you in a second as well. So when we're on Gunny level 3, I'm not too sure about the shotguns. I'm not really using them at all. I think they're kind of bad in this game. I tried them out once with slugs and with I think it was the first slugs that you get, and with the AI in the starter town, and it didn't really seal the deal for me, so I haven't been really using shotguns at all since then. But Gunny level 3 sells you the MK18, which is a different looking M4 basically. I've showcased the builds in my video before with M4 and versus MK18. they're kind of similar. So yeah, they're basically the same gun. I just personally think the MK18 looks a bit cooler, but there's not really a difference from, or I can't feel a difference from shooting those guns. Yeah, when it comes to ammo, we have some interesting stuff here. The best 9mm ammo that you can get, for example, for the Glock, is the Extreme Penetrator P+. So if you run around Glocks, I would recommend using this ammo if you're going to high tier areas, because the other 9mm damage ammo does 0 to less damage. I had a friend who was running like a Glock, and he tried to kill AI in tier 3 area, or like the best area, like Midnight Sapphire, and he shot the guy in the helmet like 20 times, and that guy didn't die. So yeah, but he was using like worse rounds, of course. So if you want to run good rounds, the Extreme Plus are your bet. When it comes to the most important caliber in the game, at least from my opinion, since I've been running most of the time M4s and MK18s, we have two bullets that you want to buy. It's either 55A1 or M855. I had some kind of discussion going on in another video of mine where I was talking about the meta gun builds, with people asking me, why the hell would you buy M855? And I can tell you straight ahead, if you're going to less geared areas, like for example, if you're going to Banpa, if you're going to Hunter's Paradise, to YBL Bunker, or if you're going to Tiger Bay and not entering the mall, the shopping mall itself in the middle, then M855 will be more than enough, and sometimes even FMJ will seal the deal. And as you can see, the bullets, the price, FMJ is cheaper than M855 and M855 is cheaper than 55A1. So if you know that you're not going to a military area with military units like in Midnight Sapphire, in Fort Narit, in the fort itself, or in the shopping mall of Tiger Bay, then most of the time M855 will definitely be enough. So yeah, but if you want to run the best ammo, 55A1 is definitely your choice. When it comes to the mags, you unlock the 60 rounders on Gunny level 3, which is kind of cool because they're like, you have so much ammo, you can just spray down multiple targets with one mag, so I would highly recommend whenever you unlock it to run these mags. When it comes to all the attachments, I covered them in my Meta MK18 and M4 video, so if you want to know about that, make sure to watch that video. When it comes to grenades, we have the M67, the M26. There's two other nades, the RGD5 and the F1. Personally, I think the MG7 is really good because it has a really high explosion radius, with only the F1 being higher. I think the F1 has an explosion radius of 6 meters, but it has less fragments. But the M67 has 300 fragments, which is a lot of damage. So the M67 is probably one of the best grenades right now. It has a really long fuse time though. And yeah, as I said, I covered most of the attachments in my other video. One thing that I wanted to highlight is the razor scope. Whatever gun you're building, the razor scope is one of my favorite scopes. You will need a ring mount, the 30mm ring or the 30mm low to fit the razor scope, and after that you can run it. It's really efficient to kill AI in high level areas because you can farm them from far away, or see them through, or like see them in bushes if you zoom in and only see like the head sticking out, for example. So moving on to Labrat. Labrat actually sells one of the most important containers in the game, which is the Rip Away EMT pouch, which is 2x2 but gives you 9 slots. I'm using this myself most of the time with this setup. I have a survival kit, or like basic surgical and suture kit, and yeah, I usually run this, and then something against bleeds, broken bones. I have a blood bag in case I get hit up really bad, then bandages against wounds, and a stim. This stim is really good if you get hit and you use lose blood, and you can't like pop a blood kit right now because you're swarmed by AI, but you have the dizziness effect. Then you can just pop the stim, but you need to be careful because this will increase intoxication. Intoxication only, like the only way I experience intoxication as of right now was from using certain stims and meds. So yeah, you don't really need to worry about it too much right now. You can just pop the stim. If you don't pop it like 5 times in a row, you will be fine. Yeah, it will drain your hydration and your energy though, so you need to be careful that you have food. As I said in a previous video on health, you won't die if you have 0 food or water, but you will replenish your blood slower, so that stim would actually fuck over itself, since you want to use this to recover your blood faster, you know. Alright, that's it for the big container on Labrat. As you can see, there's a lot of medical items that you can use. With the best ones, I have covered them in my container. You can buy better food and drinks of them, of Labrat. As you can see, like you have a big ration pack. You have these bottles of water, but you can buy the small energy drink, which gives you 60 hydration and 15 immediately, and that's pretty strong. Pretty good food. Yeah, I think that's it on Labrat. Moving on to Artisan, which is a good trader when it comes to Mosins and AKs. You can buy, like, I'm not going to cover too much on the rifles here. I'm going to do a separate video on the AK build, so you don't have to worry about it that much. She sells you also quite a lot of attachments when it comes to snipers and AKs. As you can see, there's like different kinds of good dust covers that you can put scopes immediately on, and silencers and stocks and everything like that. And when we are looking at the bullets, there's some things that you want to highlight. There's 7.62 by 54R AP ammo. That's probably, or I haven't found any better Mosin ammo yet. This ammo will one tap any AI in the chest and in the head. From my testing at least, I think this ammo is the best Mosin ammo personally. Then when we're moving on to the 7.62 caliber, we unlocked 7.62 BP, which is the best bullet for 7.62 AKs as of right now in the game. So you want to use this ammo for 7.62 AKs. And that's about it. If you build your Mosin, you can buy a 10 rounder Mosin mag actually from Artisan, so that's kind of cool. But no big drum mags or anything for the AK, so this trader is kind of good for AKs, but nothing too crazy going on here. Moving on to this trader, which I personally like. Turncode is like one of my favorite traders right now, especially after unlocking this SKS. I use the SKS actually a lot now, and I think the 7.62 bullets, especially if you use BP, they will melt enemies really fast, and the SKS has barely any recoil, so you can farm enemies very fast. And another thing that you will see, on this SKS you have the Voodoo 1-6 scope, and this is the only way how you can get the Voodoo, because all the other traders don't sell the Voodoo in this variant. So the only way to get the 1-6 Voodoo, even though it's bugged right now with you not being able to see the dot in the middle, or that could be intended, but then the Voodoo wouldn't be the best, or like not my favorite, but the Razor. But if they add the dot into the Voodoo, then the Voodoo will be the best scope for me personally. But yeah, the best way, or like the only way to get the Voodoo scope is from buying this SKS right here. And the SKS also comes with a 35 rounder, so that's kind of cool. A lot of bullets, semi-auto gun, kind of cool. I really like it. That's probably my favorite item from this trader as well. You can buy this modded AK-74M. As I said, I'm going to do another video on the builds ASAP though. You can buy ammo from this trader as well. Like, as you can see, we have different types of 545 ammo, with BS being the best round for 545. It just depends, like everything. Like, I haven't come across any item, any target I haven't one-tapped into the head with BS, so that ammo is really, really strong. BP is also really good though. I one-tapped a lot of enemies in the head with this ammo, 545 BP as well. So Turncode also sells with 7.62 BP, just like Artisan does. It's the same bullet, same price, so no difference here. And all the ammo is lower tier, so you don't really want to bother with that. There's some attachments for the SKS and for the AK. And then we're moving on to the helmets, which are kind of bad because they're like level 2, level 2A+, and even level 1. So skip these helmets, buy your helmets from Handshake. When it comes to armors, this armor is the best armor that you can buy when it comes to just armors, not armored rigs. The Panzer is not as good as the armor on Handshake. As you can see, this armor is level 3+. Handshake was only selling normal armor with level 3, so this armor is superior, but Handshake sells the better armored rig with the RPC, and the Panzer is only like the second best. now, I already teased it before. The biggest bag is the Delta backpack. It's this bag you can buy from Turncode. It gives you 36 slots, with it being the biggest bag. And this belt right here is giving you 4 slots and being the biggest belt that you can actually buy from traders. So if you want to have the most container size and the best armor protection, you want to go RPC, Delta, and Type 2 rig. Moving on to Banshee, which is the last trader. He's the sniper kind of guy, so he sells you a lot of snipers on max level with like the biggest zooms you could imagine, and some shotgun stuff as well, which I'm not really going to cover, as I said. The best ammo that you can buy for the 7.62 by 51 snipers is M61s, and he sells you this ammo as well. It's really good. It also one-taps like pretty much everything, so you want to use this ammo if you're running M700 sniper rifles. And yeah, that basically concludes it. There's some more stuff like the silencer for the M700, for example, and this key case actually is really cool. That's like one of the best parts actually that you can get. You can put up to 9 keys into this, so you get rid of the small keychain with only giving you actually have kind of want to buy this now just to check to show you. Like the normal key case, as you can see, only 4 slots. This one gives you 9 slots, which is really good. So when I'm running my containers now, I just did like a money run and small quest run. That's why I had this in my container. But if I'm doing like, if I would do like normal runs, I would do it like right now with the 3x2 container that you unlock pretty early. You should have this container if you have max traders, so you can run this setup after unlocking this container. Before unlocking this container, I would probably run it like this, like the 2x2 container, run the big key case and the QR kit, or even the small key holder and like 1 stack of ammo or something like that. And yeah, that's it for the containers. You can buy some really big scopes. I personally am not the biggest fan of these big scopes because you don't really have the longest range engagements if you're playing it in the right way. But yeah, that concludes it for the coolest items that you can buy from traders. I'm going to cover all the attachments in another video when I'm going to build even more meta weapons. So make sure to check out my other videos, because I have already one made for M4 and MK18, as I said, and I'm going to upload some sniper and AK video in the close future as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks a lot, and I hope this motivated you to grind the game a little bit more to unlock the last items as well, and see you in the next video.